Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and I welcome you to some real change stock options trading journey. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a part of the journey. Very interesting what's been going on with the SPY. Also today we have Powell speaking. Just for your information, to know he will also be speaking again tomorrow. But there's always going to be some type of action when Powell speaks. What type of action, we don't know, but we're here for it. Whatever it is, we're here for it. Grateful that you guys joined us. Thank you for doing so. A couple minutes before we set this thing off. And even then, guys, you know, all month long, we are waiting. We're waiting until 10 o'clock before we take a trade. And it has been working because we're green every day this month. Alhamdulillah. Grateful. We do have a plan today. Let me share it with you now, right now. Looking at a 437 call. I would like to get in at the 4375 area. I'd like to take that to the 438.6, possibly the 439.8. If we get to a put, I'd like to take a 436 put, get in around 435.3. Okay, take that down to the 433.9, and then possibly 432.5. So we'll just have to wait and see if the market gives us an opportunity to trade. But that is our tentative plan. Excited you guys have joined us. The market, as you can see clearly, is trending up back to where it closed after a nice dip down to the 436. The market has since then moved back up and put in a new high where it currently sits. We have the 30-minute chart here in the middle. Let me get to do this. I want to go ahead and put a 436 and I want to put a 433. Oh, wonderful. So good. Thank you. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As we begin today, 5-minute chart, 5-day, 5-minute chart, the way we can really get a much bigger, larger picture of exactly what is going on. And not allow ourselves to get fooled or pulled into anything. Now this is the hard part where the discipline comes in, because you can see I have a 437.5 as my entry, but I'm also committed to allowing the first hour to go by. Oh, Dr. J is joining us. Good morning, Dr. J. Also committed to letting that first hour go by. It's a very, very tough decision. Very tough decision. Very tough decision. Maybe I get in it with a small size. But it's a very, very tough decision. Right out the gate is right where I wanted to enter. Tough decision. Tough decision. Tough decision. Tough decision. Whew. Wow. I've never been in this situation before, guys. Well, I have a plan written out, and then right out the gate, the stock goes right according to my plan. I wanted to get in at the 437. Okay, my stop would have been the 437.3, which would have been under this area here. Targeting 438.6. But I'm still going to hold to the discipline of not trading before 10 o'clock. And maybe it might come back. Who knows? Maybe it won't. But there'll be other trades. The discipline, the system is more important. Without it, you're just blowing around. Just blowing around. We're not kites. We're disciplined traders. So if that means that you might have to let a trade go by to remain a disciplined trader, then that is what we have to do. And that was character building what just happened. And I'm grateful for the experience. Wow. This is turning into an engulfing candle. It's a very strong bearish sentiment. Yes, it is. A lot of time still left on the clock. Keep in mind, Powell speaking. Might want to get in this early. It's not time yet. I know Powell is speaking. Everyone wants to see this go down. But let's talk about what's safe. In my opinion, comment in the chat if you have a different opinion. In my opinion, it's safe to go for a put once we breach this area here. Once we get beneath the 436.5, okay, that's a safe place to take a put. At least to the 435.5. That's a good dollar potential move. Okay, and then if take a 436 or 437 put, let's see what that is. 436 or 437. The delta is 40 cents. So for every dollar it moves, you will gain 40 cents. So you can get a quick 40-cent potential move out of that. Just look at the delta when you get ready to enter the trade. Liquidity grab. Boy, those bulls are something else. I do see a head and shoulders forming. I do see a head and shoulders forming. I'm going to show you right here on the line chart. I'm going to show you. You have the left shoulder right here. Okay? And then you have the head right here. And then you have the right shoulder that will form approximately here. So we want to look for it to break, come back up, and then break again. And hopefully when she retests it, she'll make a V here. And then we can get in for the break of a V. See if that happens. We cannot ignore that that was a serious liquidity grab by the bulls. Can't ignore that. Mhm. Keep looking left. I'm not gonna change the system, guys. I'm not gonna even think about taking a trade till after 10 o'clock, guys. I'm not gonna even give this my energy right now. I want to save that mental capital once the show really gets going. I told you guys I saw the head and shoulders forming. No one knows for sure exactly what the market is going to do. The market is going to do what it is going to do. All we have to do is wait and see what it has decided and then join the party. So our job is to show up without a bias. We come to this game with both jerseys on, ready to change at halftime if we need to.
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العالمين بك من نفادي يا سميعا يا مجيبا يا عظيما اهدني يا خالق السبع الشداد أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد.
Guys, we also have a report coming out at 10 o'clock. Even more reason to stay on the sidelines right now. Let whatever happen, happen. And then we wait and see what the market decides. Well, reserve your mental capital so that way you don't get drained. Don't allow yourself to get drained so that you're ready to go. It's time to get trade. If you want to set an alarm, set an alarm. And then come back and look when that alarm goes off. But preserve your mental capital.
وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري يا إلهي خذ بقلبي للرشاد أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي.
Okay, guys, remember that report's coming out at 10 o'clock and 10:30. That's also one of the reasons why I did not take this trade either. Okay. I had this line here for those who was wondering why the line was there, because under normal circumstances, on a normal day, I would have taken that call there. But we have reports coming out, and we have uncertainty. It's just not a good look right now. And there's the proof. I wanted to enter at the 437.5, thinking it's going to go to the 438.6 currently. It's 438.09. So, but I don't have a problem sitting on the sidelines. Don't feel that I've missed out at all, but instead I'm gaining the experience on what a day like today can bring. Guys, notice we have definitely gapped up from yesterday's close. The question is, what happens now? And in 6 minutes, we will start to see. guys, I have reached the 10 o'clock hour and have not taken a trade. This month, I challenge everyone, all of us, pick one area of deficiency in your trading and work on that one area every day. What we wanted, but not yet. Good morning, Dan. We know that 10 o'clock report is coming out, guys, so we want to be careful for volume spikes. I do have a 437 put in the chamber ready to go. I'm taking it now, guys. I just entered.
What is important to you?
I'm going to show you exactly where I got in at. Willing to add to this position. My stop will be if the stock price trades back over this resistance area. Took a 437 call on this. And you guys know that there is money to be made in the 5-minute candle itself. Protect, protect, protect. That's all we're thinking about right now. On the option chain, guys, I'm doing absolutely lovely. Let's see if I can show you that. On the option chain, okay, I got in at 76 and I'm already at 86 right now on the option chain. So that's great money that's being made here. Take it all off. I do want to protect. And we are in the last under 60 seconds with this 5-minute. So let's take some profits here. That was awesome. Now we will protect. I'm going to show you guys where that first profit taking area was. Now I'm protecting. Beautiful. Now what I want to do here, guys, is I want to nibble a little bit. Because we don't know what that report can do. So I want to nibble. Got out at 91 on that one. Again, got in at 76. And now with the remainder here, I want to see if we can get down here. I'm going to allow my runners to run. Potentially. But only back to break even. So this is no longer in effect. There is no money at risk on this trade. Because now my stop for the remaining contracts is back to break even. So I want to give the stock an opportunity to wiggle a little bit. I want to give her a little bit of wiggle room. And if I don't like what I see, I kind of want to be a little bit patient. But we're not going to give back any money. So we took that last stop exit right here, guys. And that was the trade. A very peaceful, very tranquil trade. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, buddy. Again, we allowed the market to present itself. Waiting till after 10 o'clock has really been the key, guys. We've been doing it so far all month, and it has been working. As we have been green every day, praise God, so far this month. Now we're just going to allow don't forget we have another report coming out at 10:30. So we're just going to be patient. The stock pretty much, if you look here, came and closed the gap, which is all it was expected to do. And that's why we didn't, look for anything further than that. Grateful that it closed the gap, took those predictable profits. Not trying to be right, only trying to be profitable. Grateful. Go ahead and clear that out you guys' way. Now I haven't drawn a supply level yet because this weekly resistance has been respected and touched multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even here today. So this is more of a magnet. Yes, it got above it, but it's been pulled right back to it. So I have not drawn a supply because we're going to acknowledge the weekly resistance. And as I go back and reiterate my original plans from today, guys, and that was to take a call above the 437.6 and take a put below the 436.5 area to avoid all of this choppiness. But we had a textbook setup of an evening candle. For those of you who are familiar with your candlestick patterns, we had an evening star, and then we had trading beneath everything, including resistance. So we know that these bulls, earlier bulls this morning, were also going to be in trouble because at the same time, the stock went from green to red. So that was why we entered this trade for a put here. Would love to see this get above this resistance and turn it to support. That would give me the confidence to take a call. We also have to realize that there is immediate overhead resistance. So if you felt like you wanted to get in early, if this turned into support, you could. If you wanted to wait for a new high, you could. But I think I'm going to wait until after 10:30, the 10:30 report, and see what that volume does. As the bulls have done so many times this week, to be using the bears as liquidity for a push higher. How high is the question? See a VWAP rejection. And this is why I have not established a supply, because this weekly resistance is being respected. As of now. And again, guys, without being repetitive, one of the things that we like to wait for is for someone to get in trouble. And when they get in trouble and have to cover, we join in on that. And as I stated before, whether you agreed with the fact of this being an evening star or you knew the patterns or not, well, at this point, the stock went from green to red on the day. So everyone above this had to cover, and that is why we got that flush. And now it was appearing that bulls were attracted once again to these lower prices. And now we remain in decision. So we're going to stand by until 10:30, guys. Guys, let's please stay safe. What we don't want to do is take a trade in the middle of the chart. And that's what's going on right now. Let's stay out of the way. Let's stay safe. Let's stay on the sidelines until something definitive happens. looking like it. It's looking like it for sure. And it's a lot of time left in this candle too, Danny. Yep. You still have 2 minutes left in this candle. And not only that, but we broke below here. But I just know that we have that 10:30 report coming, so I don't want to get too excited. See what I mean? Don't want to get too excited just yet. Anything down here is a bonus. You have to get in and get out. But this would be the zone reversal. This would be confirmation. The following would be entry. And if you look, Danny, every time except for this one candle that I got in, the bulls have been buying up lower prices. Let me spread it out a little bit. The bulls have been buying up lower prices. Look, all these bottom wicks, bottom wicks, bottom wicks, bottom wicks, bottom wicks, bottom wicks. Same thing here in the candle before that, bottom wicks. These are bulls buying up these lower prices. Now, what I love about this area is I believe at this area, some of those weak, nervous bulls whose money is not that long are going to have to cover. And I believe we might get a nice quick flush to get us some money on it. Just got to be patient and wait for it to happen. Because other than that, we might get sucked into the liquidity by the bulls to use to try to push to a higher high. At least to try to retest the current high. But we do have a lower high in, so that is a good bearish sign. The lower high has been set. We went from the 438 to 437.4 here. What's that? 437.4. So that is a lower high. This is potentially a lower low. So you just have to be just a little bit more patient. The bulls are fighting now. They still fight. We want to get them when they have to hit the panic button. Back up a little bit. When you look from the start of yesterday, you can still see why that put was a scalp. Because this is overall, if you step back at a bigger time frame, bullish sentiment. Yes, we're red for the day. Look how that I'm not even a Fibonacci guy. But look how from the low point to the high point, look at the 50 line on the Fibonacci. Look where it sit right here yesterday. Where the stock found a base, took off from that base. So if you want to put a strong put, wait till we get underneath this area, which is what I was saying. Puts underneath here, calls up here, avoid everything in the middle. I caught this, but it came out of this range back into this organized confusion. 2 minutes to the next report, guys. I just wanted to show you the fibs on that. Report, guys. Do you know how crazy you would have been mentally if you saw all of this action and this flushing and you jumped in it? My goodness. My goodness. I'm so glad, guys, we're being safe here. We've identified the foolishness. We've identified the areas of interest of safe trades. And then it's just a matter of whether or not it gets to it or not. You could really set your alarm and go walk away. Really. Preserve your mental capital. So that way when a trade does come, you're ready to go. You're mentally sharp. For me right now, I'm referring back to my trading plan right now. And it says take a 436 put. As I've explained when I was talking to my guy Danny, that the Bulls have been using every opportunity that the Bears have pushed the price down to buy up everything the Bears are selling. You selling it, the Bulls are buying it. That's what these bottom wicks are indicating. So that's why I was telling you, don't be fooled by these red candles. When you understand the sentiment, you really understand who's in control. And that's why I backed it up so we can see. Because if you just look at it, from right here, you might get a different view, okay? Because we had a gap up. But once you pull it back a little bit, you can still see it almost looked like the Bears are playing right into the Bulls' hands. Now you got to wait until all of these Bulls are ready to hit the save me handle. That's what we're going to make our profits on some continuation candles. Not just one. It'll be one, then it'll be another. That's where we're going to get that easy, safe money at. Could definitely have a reversal on the 437. Absolutely could. Yep. One thing we know something is going to happen here. And like Danny said, something is going to happen at the 437. And we half and whole dollar marks. Always look for a conversation. Half and whole dollar marks. Not just support resistance, not just supply and demand, but half and whole dollar amounts. Hey Danny, remember this? Oh yeah, buddy. We do not have a demand. We don't need one because this weekly support is being respected and currently protected by the Bulls. Now, do I wish I would have kept a runner on here? No, absolutely not. We like the tranquil, easy trading. This is exhausting. So I have an alarm set here at the 436.4. The stock does come down there. I will also set an alarm back up here. And I will save my mental capital. Mm, strong sign. On the 30 minutes, she just flipped from red to green. On the 30 minutes, she just flipped from red to green. Let me show you guys that. This is the 30-minute chart right here. And you can see that huge bottom tail, as I was just discussing how the bulls have been buying up the lower prices. That candle started off red and has now gone green. Now above that is the daily candle. Yes, it is red for the day, but don't be fooled. The bears are definitely not in control. Absolutely. It's so important to keep the micro in mind. So very true. With a little less than 30 seconds, we can go ahead and acknowledge right now our little demand area. Go ahead and change the color on that to a HSV 60. And watch this stock climb out of intraday demand. We have a retest of demand. back red on the 30-minute chart. Now it's already retested demand. This could be a potential break of demand, which is why I put this line right here, Dr. J. She already retested demand. Now, if she would have came back, especially after the bulls just used these bears as liquidity, was hoping for a potential push, at least back to VWAP or to this closest resistance. You want to keep in mind that we're talking 437.10 to 437.50. That's only a 40-cent move, really. So it's not a lot, you know. We really want to wait and be patient. And again, wait until the stock is outside of the 436 or above the 437. Then we also have an 11 o'clock coming up on us. Hey. Set up for that for a break of demand now. It's all about protecting the profits we made this morning. And coming back at 1 o'clock, see if there are any afternoon scraps that we could get. Don't want to get caught up with the algos kicking in. We know a lot of traders start getting ready to go to lunch. Definitely don't want to overtrade, guys. The market will pretty much have to force me to take another trade today. And what happens if you sit here and you look too long, you're gonna see something just because you want to be involved. And that's what we have to be careful of. So we do have it breaking demand right now. But that's another reason why I have yesterday pulled up. Normally we just have the day that we're trading pulled up, but in this case I think it's so important for us to take a step back and look and see exactly where the stock could potentially go, or have a discussion before choosing to go further, reversing, or sideways. So we're not fooled or impressed. We're not going to fake us out with these moves to tempt us. We know it's going to be conversation at the 436.5. We know it's going to be some heavy conversation here at the 436.3. And the distance between the 436.3 and right now is only 30 cents. So on the option chain, it's not going to be that big of a move. So we're not missing out anything compared to the amount of money we will be putting at risk. Now you guys tell me what you think, because we're a team here, guys. We're a team here. But I just got the feeling that it's just safer money is waiting until we get below this 436.2 area completely. Remember I said that we're not impressed by these. We want to see a succession of these, a continuation of these. That's when we know that we're into something. Oops, sorry. I did that yesterday too. Sorry about this. 2 seconds. 1,000. Now, if we really look coming back from Friday, you can exactly see what I'm saying. As we look even further, I just went back to yesterday, which is sufficient in this case. But my point being, we wanted to see a succession of red candles. We wanted to see it building up steam. We wanted to see, and the fact that this one even came out green is still letting me know the bulls are out here trapping. Ow! And we will avoid the traps. It's not high enough to go to take a call, and it's not low enough to take a put. My buddy Danny would agree with us moving this. And in fact, it actually lines up with yesterday's demand area. You guys see that? Lines up with yesterday's demand area. She is still downtrending, guys. She is. There's just no safe trades. Just no safe entries yet. That's the only thing. The stock is gonna move. It has to move. There's no question about it moving. It has to be buying and selling at all times from the institutions, from the algos, those who have hundreds of millions and billions of dollars under management. So the market is going to move. It's going to be buying and selling at all times. But that's them. That's not us. We only have to buy and sell when we see edge that presents itself. We are in control. That is right. Danny said we're in control. That's the difference between us and gamblers. Gamblers put their money up and then they have some action that follows after that. And they don't know which way or direction the action is going. You and I, we wait for the action first. And we see what the action is doing. And then we join that action with a gentleman's risk. It's definitely not the same. Unlike the big banks and the financial institutions, we don't have to be trading right now. But we do have to follow our plans. We've reached the 11 o'clock hour. We start at 9:25 and go to 11 here, unless something dynamic is happening. But I want to take my money that I've made and run. I also want to preserve some mental capital for this afternoon. Keep this in mind, guys, before we get off the air. There are a lot of people that are waiting for this to crack. Not just us. Not just us. And the bulls are really not in trouble until down here. For real, for real. So any put that you might decide to get into, please know and identify it as a scalp, because that's what it is. Don't get caught up and become the liquidity for the bulls. But I will like to come back at 1 and see if the market can force me to trade. Other than that, be careful of this. Look to the left. Somebody actually thought the market was going down here, and did it flush. And the bulls used every bit of that as liquidity and took off. And this was right before a bunch of red candles, shooting star, big flush. Oh man, really think the bear is in control, huh? You weren't paying attention to these bottom wicks being bought up. It wasn't paying attention to these bottom wicks being bought up. It wasn't paying attention to these bottom wicks being bought up and got squeezed. And all this was in the evening was profit taking. You had a nice evening start right here as well, which came here. You had the same thing right here. The exact same algo, exact same result. You had an evening start to close, flush. You had an evening start in the morning. This was the candle that I was in on. Everything else right now, it's just one for us to grow on. Thank you guys for joining us. God bless you. Be safe. We appreciate you. If I've earned your like, please do so and hit the button. We don't charge anything on here. We are a team. We share ideas. We want to see everyone win. We all have the same goal. But if you appreciate the channel and appreciate the commentary, please consider giving us a like. And if you don't, just you being here is good enough as well. Thank you guys. God bless you. Be safe. Bye for now.